Welcome in to OC Fan TV. As you can tell by the sound of my voice, we got a soundboard finally.
Oh.
I'm going to figure it out, boys. Eventually, we'll get there. But here it is. There it is.
What did you just play?
Don't worry about it. You'll hear it in the after.
Says who?
Cares.
Oh, got you there.
Anyway, yeah, like Bryce said, thank you guys so much for all your support. The soundboard is a byproduct of all your commitment through all the bad times, the good time, and everything. So we do appreciate it. How you two idiots doing over there?
Honestly, could be better. My back is fucked.
What's new?
Fair. Yeah.
Dude, imagine having Zach's knees and Dave's back.
Oh,
God.
He's just finished out here.
Need a walker.
Well, shout out to Bryce for that intro. That was a solid one. First one.
3.6 out of 10.
Look, I didn't know you guys were being serious about that. So,
I mean,
I was just,
at the end of the day, though, it's like his first one he's done in the 2 years that we've been doing this. So,
Yeah, it's time coming, so it's fair enough.
well, hasn't been a whole lot of news coming out for Orlando City other than like the stuff that we're talking about. I know you got a list of stuff, but
We still got to shout out a certain...
we're getting there.
You're getting there.
Jesus Christ. He acts like we haven't done a podcast
Oh, it's not
ever
like you
before.
didn't forget about it last time.
Yeah, that's great. The first time I ever forgot about, well, not ever, but like one of the under 10 times I forgot about it. Anyway, since it's so important for...
Dave just texted me and said, do we have another ad read?
I wasn't sure.
So yeah, we'll let you guys go ahead and take it
Great.
away.
With NFL playoffs right around the corner and the NBA season in full swing, BetOnline has you covered with all the up-to-the-second odds, news, and scores. With additional odds, lines, trends, and info on both desktop and mobile, you can access the world's best wagering information anytime. Head there today to get into the action and see all the updated odds. And remember to use our promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.
All right, there. You happy?
No.
Yeah. Don't care.
Oh.
So first bit of news. I'm not going to go in order of your list over there. I'm just going to throw you for a loop. I'm going to go
Understood.
Timeline of occurrence. And first thing that's happened since our last episode would have to be the official signing of Nico Lodeiro.
Damn, he wasn't even on my list.
Ooh.
that's poor.
You're
He
poor.
had, 20 minutes sitting over there?
Over.
I never said his name, did I?
We definitely talked about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we,
I don't know where
Did we not talk about
your
him last
headspace
episode?
was.
No, we
We
a
did, but
rumor
it-
last-
like he
It
said,
wasn't
it is official.
you.
there we go.
Okay, take it away. It's fine.
So yeah, if you listen to the words that came out of my mouth,
He doesn't listen. That's the problem.
I know.
He just talks.
The couches are 2 feet apart from their normal
It
It's
is.
a little bit more.
Now
than-
it's
it's a little hard. It's a little hard for him over there to get the brain working. I get it.
I'm just gonna watch
I'm
the
not
game.
sure that it ever works. If we're being honest.
All right. So anyway, officially done deal. The 34-year-old Uruguayan is now Orlando City bound. Kind of talked about our concerns and what we thought this means for us in the last episode. So if you haven't already listened to that one, make sure you check it out. It is the last one with the shit sound quality, so you might as well just go appreciate it for what it is. Knock on wood. At least for a little while. That boy was struggling over there.
help.
Help. All right, so back on track. News that came out today.
Get it together.
All right.
This is just
Says you.
shambolic.
You were in
Wow.
fucking
We
Finally
shambles right
have
before.
the soundboard, and we're
Like,
just
I
shitting the
don't
bed.
want to hear it.
You know who's not shitting the bed? Nico Lodeiro this season.
I agree.
He's gonna kill it.
I don't know if we're bringing him in to be a starter or a player to come off the bench, but in both cases, I think we still upgraded over what we had before in Mo. And Nico Lodeiro had that elite MLS. He was elite in the MLS for a few seasons, and I feel like with the pieces around him in our system, in our team, he could repeat those. I know he's getting up there in age, but I still think it's a pretty good signing, especially non-DP.
Not only is it a good signing, it's an important one because now you bring in a 10 who also has experience, who has experience winning the MLS, who has all of that, which I think is really important, especially losing one of our biggest leaders in Mo.
Yeah, quite interested to see how we end up using him because it's like we've said, we don't want to go another year with a DP on the bench. And then you also have, like Bryce said, a MLS All-Star and legend of the game here on our roster that you don't necessarily not want to utilize either. So it's going to be an interesting balance to see how we incorporate the best of both. But I want Ojeda to start this year. I don't know about you guys, but it needs to happen in my opinion.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see him finally get integrated to the team and play 80, 70, and even 90 minutes every single match because he does have that ability to be a game changer and be someone who can get an assist and turn around a game or even just kind of put a game to bed. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see it that much last season, but it needs to happen because we can't go through another Kara phase with him. Obviously, I think everybody here thinks he's a better player than Kara, so that shouldn't happen. But
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I know.
yeah, I was going to bring up a stat of Kara, but I'll just leave it at where it is right now. So, yeah, Ojeda should be more involved. We should see more minutes from him, and hopefully his numbers increase from last year, even though his numbers were decent for the minutes that he got. So,
Yeah, I think it's going to be important for his development, as a player for him to get into this team next year because it's going to, in my opinion, really stunt him as a player if he doesn't get to play meaningful minutes this next year. It's going to stunt his confidence. It's going to stunt the rhythm that he can get into. I mean, I may be proven to be wrong down the road, but in my opinion, I think it's hugely important for him to be incorporated in this next season.
yeah, he's 25, so he's right in kind of the middle of his career. Could say he's going into his prime. Every athlete has a different prime age range, but he could be finding that, and we could see where he ends up if he does play many more minutes this season, which I think we'd all like to see him do well. So,
Well, who else is 25?
you?
Yeah, indeed. But a rumor that surfaced today, apparently Orlando City submitted a bid for the center back from Norway. Not that he is Nordic. He's playing in Norway currently. David Brekalo or Brekalo.
Brekalo.
Don't know how to say it. Sorry, bud. We'll figure it out by the time you get here and we get some actual.
No promises.
I mean, at least three of us. Yeah.
The fuck?
All right. Don't act like Rafael Santos didn't happen.
Oh,
Santos.
Rafael
actually.
Santos. You are getting Santos printed on the back of that kit.
No, this one.
Why not?
I'm fine. Yeah, that's fine with me.
The one he'll never wear at the stadium.
I'm never wearing this at the stadium.
Why?
He always wears
Because I'm
purple.
going to fucking buy the new kit the second it comes out because I have no self-control.
Facts.
That will be an Orlando City sales pitch to get the new kit now. There you
Facts.
go. Speaking about Brekalo, he's a 25-year-old Slovenian center back. Like you said, he plays in Norway, but he's not actually Nordic. He's a right-footed center back, so he would pair well with Robin, who has that left foot, plays on the left side. Brekalo would be on the right side. He's 6'1", so we're getting another Nordic horseshoe-making wall Viking, literally Viking.
Style.
The club that he plays for is called Viking. He says he started his professional career. Oh, shout out to Orlando City, UK, and Taylor for this article. Puts together his career very well. He started his professional career with
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ljubljana based NK Bravo back in 2017.
I'm not going to try it.
He tallied 124 domestic league appearances and scored 12 goals for his hometown club. And then he moved on to he was linked with Swedish Giants Malmo in January 2021, Nevertheless, it was Norwegian side Viking Stavanger that secured Brekalo's signature in August 2021.
I'm sorry, that Malmo to Viking is just such a. I know it's not. Malmo's not. Never mind. I'm not getting on Malmo's fucking Twitter. They're a big club, but then Vikings like that's just the gap.
Yeah, I mean, not that we know much about Nordic football, but Malmo contender in the Champions League. Not contend. They compete in the Champions League sometimes, so you don't really see Viking much in the Champions League, I'd say.
So did you get to see any of this guy's film or anything like that?
Nope.
So he is physical. He's big. He's physical. He's a presence on set pieces. But he also will bring out his striker Robin.
Fantastic.
So we have 2 striker Robins.
We have 2
striker David.
We have striker Robin and striker David, and striker David is not afraid to let one rip from outside the 18 either.
I'm very fine with that.
Striker David also plays in a team that plays a disgustingly high line right now and finds himself maybe about on average 8 yards outside the 18. His highlight film is riddled with him making final third entries, dribbling the ball and carrying and finding these beautiful passes and releases. He seems to be very confident on the ball, have a lot of technical ability, a good passing range, is able to switch the field left and right. A very good signing, in my opinion. I think he would be a very important piece. We had somebody that commented on our Twitter post saying that their family is actually from the hometown that Viking plays in.
Stavanger.
And they're fans of the club, and he has been a big part of them overperforming in the league this year, is what they say.
So we're taking away their superstar center back.
So that's why, as it said in our Twitter post, that the bid was not accepted, because it seems that Viking is going to be a little stingy here and not want to let go of one of their centerpieces. But the player is interested in the move away.
I mean, understandably so. It'd kind of be like us getting kind of lowballed for Facundo.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Duncan even, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to take a little bit more for us to get him, of course. But, I mean, we do need someone on the right side that'll kind of fill Antonio's shoes.
Yeah, I definitely think that he's a great option there. He'd be a good signing. 25 years old. He's young, still got some time to develop, but also is entering, like you said, those prime years. So he should be reaching a level of play that we expect from a starter in our club. But it all kind of comes down to, like we talked about before, with the monopoly money and all that kind of stuff. If we can get this deal done inside of our restrictions that we currently have.
One other thing I saw when I was watching a little bit of film on him that they had on YouTube. He has great
it's just atrocious. I'm sorry.
You're good.
He threw it back shoulder.
Yeah. That's 7. I'm sorry. Just clarification, I have money on this game right now, so it's going to be a stressful podcast. Yeah. Yeah.
Continue.
Right. Continue, bud.
Anyway, he has great positional awareness. He knows when to step, he knows when to drop back, and he's always he's always the guy that you'll see cutting off the passing lanes and just getting in front and not letting the ball get behind him. So I feel like him and Robin back there is going to be a fucking good duo.
A great pairing.
Yeah.
I honestly, no disrespect to Antonio by any means. I feel like this is one of those ceiling raisers of a signing.
It could be very well skill-wise, but it could also be longevity-wise.
Yep.
25, he could be here until he's 32.
Yep.
So we could get a solid 5 to 6 years out of him, and then we see what happens in that 7th year per se. You brought up striker Robin earlier. We can talk about striker David. First season there, he scored 2 goals, and then second season and third season he scored 3. So he's a center back, averaging 2.6 goals per season. Not fantastic, but it's pretty good for a center back. And that first goal that he scored for them came on his debut 4 days after he signed in a 3-2 victory over Molde. And Molde's a big club over in those Nordic countries. he scored the winning goal in second half stoppage time to give them the 3-2 victory. So he can score goals. Apparently, he can defend well, step up in that high line, pass well, and he's just a defender.
Can you imagine that shit? Like a 90th minute winner at home on his debut.
Yeah.
You remember that goal Rudiger scored for Chelsea? Way outside,
Yeah.
dude. I'm telling you, he had a fucking rocket.
Yeah,
The two center back. Sorry, go ahead.
he's not afraid to pull up from that range and
Fine.
let one fly.
The two center back goals that I always think of is Rudiger, and then it's Jacob Glesnes for Philly against Atlanta, where it hits the crossbar like 3 times and goes down and in. So you love to see the center back strike it from 35 out.
How about Company against
Company, against Leicester. The poor guy walking up the stairs and into the concourse.
So, speaking of defenders,
No one else saw that.
no, we did. I know what it is. It's
Well, this guy get one, huh?
no, it's that clip that circulates. Like, don't ever be this guy, and it's
From the other side of the stage.
from behind, like basically the opposite goalkeeper's perspective, and you see one single fan walking up the steps, like towards the exit with his back turned as the goal goes in.
You've had to have seen it.
Oh, I don't think so.
Well,
Not that I remember it, but
not that I didn't switch the camera, so your confusion is what we'll just focus on in that clip. So yeah, speaking of defenders, we put it out on our Twitter. There was rumors that Luca Petrasson was headed to Italy on loan, and that has been officially done today.
Just in a league lower.
It's not really Italy at this point. It's like little Italy, little Rome or something.
It's playing in
Little Italy.
It's playing in New York.
It's just the streets of New York and one of the what's it called? One of the little side pitches they have there.
He's out on the Pier 52 or whatever that pier is with the pitch. in New York.
Yeah, the one I'm talking about.
But I mean, it really didn't work out for him here. So
I mean,
get him off the
It's
books.
only been a season. He's going out on loan, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't.
Like,
Are we still covering his wages?
No, I don't believe that that's how that works.
also, if we are, his wages are super low.
Like, why would we send him out on loan and not?
Well, you sometimes split them. So sometimes it's 50-50 wages.
For
sometimes
decent players, though.
No. Wow,
Okay, well,
that's a bit rude.
sorry.
That's a bit rude for someone who kind of got overtaken by arguably one of our best players last year.
Yeah, so he's heading to
Dave.
What are you? Oh,
pyramid scheme.
What?
you actually.
Sorry.
We are just breaking conversation left and right here, aren't we?
So he's heading to Series C side, UC.
Triestina?
Yeah, I couldn't
Go to
remember.
UCF out
I couldn't
east.
remember.
For Triestina, so Triestina.
That would be correct. So, yeah, we don't know the exact, monetary stuff behind it, but it could be 50%. They could be taking over his full wages. But what we do know is that there is a buy clause added on to this loan of around $300K is what it sounds like. How are we feeling?
How much are we buying for?
Free.
There you go. I already made money on him. And he hasn't even
How did we
fully
get
left yet.
him?
Toronto.
I know we got him
didn't
from Toronto, but did we? Who did we give up?
Nobody.
It was a free.
It was a free signing,
Free? Heard.
I believe.
Sworn it was some sort of trade.
This is getting ugly. Yeah, so I'm okay with it as long as we bring in somebody else, because I'm not. All respect to Kyle Smith, he is the GOAT. I'm just done seeing him play left back for us for extended periods of time.
It's nice to have the versatile kind of. He can slot in as center back, right back, left back, but you do want players that are out and out left backs, out and out right backs. You don't want to have to rely on that Swiss knife guy every single time someone gets hurt or you just need a rest. So Kyle can gladly stay on the squad, but you do want someone that is meant to be playing that position when someone does eventually, hopefully not, get injured or go away on international duty or something like that.
it's nice to have Kyle Smith and like break glass in case of emergency, but you just especially in MLS with all these games that we're playing, all these tournaments, all this, you need to have an out and out.
2 in every position.
Yeah.
So yeah, because
Just
if you
a
have
backup, yeah.
if you have Kyle Smith as a center back, as a right back, as a left back, 2 of those get hurt. Now you're in a really bad spot.
Yep.
So
Yeah, all respect to the guy. He's cult legend, you know. But we're beyond that point as a club. It's just not worth it at this point to see him play extended minutes in that spot. We need to sign a good option, like you said. There's lots of games that we have on our schedule, multiple different competitions. You know, I want to see us win multiple trophies this year. That'd be nice.
Yeah, and I want to see not a check down pass on 3rd and 22.
Yeah, no,
hey,
me
he
too.
fought for those yards though.
That looks like the Jags.
That's Etienne.
That looks like the Jets.
No.
That is Zach Wilson to Brees Hall
Fair.
to a T.
All right,
So yeah,
what order are we going in now to throw me off in my list? What are we going to?
well, we're kind of talking about the signings and incomings, outgoings, and all that kind of stuff. I think you know where I'm going now, right?
No, I was going to say, I know we just talked about Luca Petrasson, but there was one thing I forgot to say about Brekalo.
Okay.
Transfer Market has his valuation at €3.5 million, as to where FootMob has his valuation at, it was somewhere in the range of 1.3 to 1.5 million dollars. So I don't know what the conversion rate is, but it seems like there's a gap. So I don't know exactly how much he is quote unquote worth. And the $2 million valuation that Orlando City sent over to Viking, like, are we giving them more than they should get, or are we giving them less? I feel like Transfer Market is more reliable when it comes to pricing, so I'd say we're giving them a little bit less than what they want. But there is that difference in valuation, it seems.
I think it comes down to the player not necessarily wanting to be there anymore. So the club having less of a say. And
so we just try to
yeah,
price us lower.
and then I'm guessing if it gets turned down, we're gonna go up a little bit. But
So what would be the most you would pay for someone like him or for him?
22 million.
I don't think the club has 22 million.
I mean, we probably do.
Like,
Whether we can
realistically.
spend. So I was just about to say, I feel like 2.5 is going to be the number that we're going to need to get this deal over the line.
I think we'll probably try to go like 2.2 or 2.2 to 2.3. And then if they're still like, no, then all right, 2.5, here you go. He doesn't want to be there anymore. Come over to sunny Orlando and stop freezing your ass off every single second of the day over there.
Well, he might freeze his ass off for the first game.
In
fucking
Canada.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I forgot we played over there.
Yeah, so for me personally, 2.5, take it or leave it. I'm not going any higher.
I would hold on to that price.
I agree, though.
So as we're starting to say, we're talking about the signings, we're talking about the incomings and outgoings, and there are 2 extremely integral parts of that we really haven't heard much about, and that would be Luis Muzi and Ricardo Moreira. Haven't really heard much about it, but we did kind of find one little report-ish thing, glimmer of hope. This guy over here. Glimmer of hope.
It's you
What do I do?
Just being a melon.
fucking on your phone yawning over here.
Armchair analyst through the MLS did a breakdown of the contract situations and cap and all that kind of stuff for every single team in the East. And in there was a statement. Do you have it pulled up?
I do.
Go ahead.
Matthew Doyle himself says Orlando, well, this is a little paragraph. Orlando did the thing, finally re-signing head coach Oscar Pareja after a somewhat inexplicable delay. And then the part that we're actually worried about says the front office brain trust also seems set to stay. No formal announcement just yet, but that is the glimmer of hope that we have gotten about Muzi and Ricardo Moreira staying.
I think one thing that tells us the deal is getting closer and closer every day is we're starting to get those rumors, and we're starting to get the players they've probably talked to and recruited to come here. and deals are getting closer to being pushed over the line. Just waiting on that final pen to paper at this point.
So you think we're waiting on Moreira and Muzi to re-sign to then sign players, or
I think it's just getting. I think that's just a sign that it's getting closer. I don't think that means anything.
I see what you mean. Like you're saying that because deals are happening, the players that they were scouting, talking to their agents and stuff like that, those deals didn't break down. The fact that we're making signings shows that they're probably still.
I see. Yeah.
I could agree with that. I mean, for me, at this point, I feel like it's just a matter of the club making the announcement. You know how our social media teams and the club is with announcing signings, and
Just comes out of nowhere.
it comes out of nowhere.
It's like a step behind too.
It's out of nowhere, and it's too late every single time because everybody knows everything. And it's partially like our fault and like the other medias because we literally scalp all day long looking for information. And by the time that the club finally, like Lodeiro, by the time that was finally announced, everybody in the brother knew that was happening. Facundo, we knew for weeks. We were talking about him for here on the podcast for like a week and a half before that announcement finally was done. So
you got to get all the media done, make sure all his papers are in order and all that stuff. So I mean, I think all clubs around the world are always behind the journalist. All the other clubs in the world are behind Fabrizio Romano, realistically, or what's David Ornstein. So the rumors always get out there first. Club does their best to announce it when they can.
Which they don't let down when they do announce. We will say, like, all the media and all the announcements have been fantastic.
All the teaser posts before too.
But I do agree with you. I think us signing players and putting bids in does show that, like you said, the brain trust is here to stay.
And as of right now, I'm very fine with that because ever since those people have come in, the levels of the club have gone up.
No, absolutely. I mean, those not only the ownership change, but those two guys coming into the club have been integral to where we are right now, and can't let them go.
Facts. The people that they brought in, Daryl. I mean, even the draft, Daryl, Duncan, still waiting on Salim.
Let's see, how many can you rattle off?
Shaq Muhammad. Just in general, from the draft, or Jacqueline was one of them, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Jacqueline. There's another forward. Santiago Patino.
He might have been before that.
Was the worst.
Was it before?
I think it was because that was the worst decision ever.
That was what?
I think it was a couple of years before.
Yeah, that was.
I thought it was like 2 or 3 years ago.
I mean, you're pretty much hitting all the draft picks right now.
Hackenberg.
I forgot.
Kamal Miller.
All the guys this year.
Richie Lorera.
Whatever.
I don't like that motherfucker.
Yeah, but I mean, even outside of the draft, we're seeing players like Facundo Torres come in, Martino Ojeda. We're seeing Rafael Santos, Dagger Danforth, Ollison.
Levels above what we're.
Yeah, Enrique. Like the talent ID is so much better than it's been here. So it's got to happen. Those two guys got to resign, and it feels like we're getting closer and closer as the days go by. What else did we have on there?
I don't know, but they just watched me yawn and listen to you talk that whole time. So.
Oh no, I flipped it I flipped it while you started yawning as I was talking.
I don't know why I'm yawning so much.
It's been a long day.
It has.
Having to watch it, I can't.
Yeah. So yeah, league-wide news. Is that where we're at right now?
I felt like there was one more, but I could be
refs.
That's league-wide.
Yeah.
So, transitioning into the league-wide news, the refs
belong on OBT.
Yeah. Well, that's where they're going to end up here shortly if they don't reach a new bargaining agreement with the league.
Goodness, about fucking time. There's
what? I feel like it could have gone any other way, but them not reaching a collective bargaining agreement together is not the way that I expected this to go down. Because in no way do the pro refs deserve anything more than what they're getting. If it should be less.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, I think it's probably like everybody's talking about like it could be a problem, week 1 without pro refs. Like
No.
it's like to be quite honest with you, we're probably going to see the best quality officiating that we've ever seen in this league week 1 without pro refs.
So you
Who would
want
it?
pro refs? Us 4 right here could probably ref a game the same or better than pro
Center
refs.
ref. I
Damn
want
right.
to see running for 90 minutes.
Just
I'll
say-
be the 4th.
If-
no.
No, that's got to be Cannata.
My fat
Cannata
ass
with the board.
my fat ass gets no. I get to be over there and listen to the managers try to chirp in my ear.
Yeah, this is the 4th official.
All right,
Yeah.
well, I'm calling Messi offsides every play.
And I'll go along with
Oh, facts. I'm literally straight up. I'm going to be in the headphones. Tata's getting a red card. He just looked at me sideways.
it. Heard.
Bro, you best believe the flag is getting brought up so quick. You never see someone better on the side.
If Messi says one thing wrong, if he looks at Robin the wrong way,
Bro, he
Done.
stepped. No, he stepped
Shit,
on
if
the.
he looks at me, I'm giving him a card. The sideline.
Dave
Don't
just
fuck with me.
Dave just pulls the cards out of his pocket, drops the flag, pulls the cards out.
He's going to take his crock and start hitting him with it.
Chunk
I'll
left.
give him like chunk left. Just give him up.
Oh man. Well, MLS, you want pro refs.
if
We
want
hear
good
you.
refs,
We hear you, and we raise you semi-pro refs.
if Ted Uncle is a pro referee, we are legendary status referees.
Shit, we do it for probably the same price, to be honest. I'm getting my money, but
To be fair,
it
I
may not
need
be the same as Ted.
to
you
be
won't have a CBA issue with me.
to be fair, I need at least double what Ted's making. I'm bringing twice the
I
quality.
don't know. He could be making way too much.
If he's making that, then I should be. I'm bringing double the quality.
Plus, we could bring a whole new addition to the whole refereeing thing, where we have a referee podcast
Fair.
where we talk about decisions we made and
Ooh.
why we did them.
The only
Why'd you book Messi? Because I felt,
felt
like
like
it. Fuck him.
The only problem is now all 26,000 people that are in our Explorer are gonna have to listen to this dickhead explain the cards.
Oh, they'll be lucky to hear me explain a foul call.
Start talking with the restart mid talk.
That was fucking.
we do.
Yeah, English is tough.
He fouled him. All right. Just let me do my job.
Ruling on the field.
I think it's an NFL ref. I think it's the best. He just says he was giving him the business. That would be me.
Heard it. Yellow card number 17 for giving him the business. Oh,
In all jokes aside, who would it be though if it's not pro?
FIFA.
You'd hope
But-
so, but
Whoever it is, I feel like they're gonna put on their best, like reffing. Like they're gonna want to prove to the league why did the fuck do you need pro
honestly, what else is there aside from pro and FIFA?
high school refs?
FHSAA.
Let's not. Let's really not. God, some of those motherfuckers. Good Lord.
Oh, that's interesting. So the PSRA, Professional Soccer Referees Association, represents MLS, USL, and NWSL across the 3 respective leagues. So they're the people that oversee all the reffing in those 3 divisions/leagues. Per the report, the U.S. Soccer Federation is set to pull funding from the organization nearing an amount of $2 million, which could lead to further challenges. Pro, founded by the USSF, U.S. Soccer Federation, in 2012, oversees match assignments, education of officials, and the identification of new referees. So, technically, PSRA is the overseeing, all-seeing people,
Overlords.
and then Pro is just the match assignments and ref recruiters.
Just
Heard.
sounds better than PSFRA
Yeah.
-10.
So
MLS begins February 21st, and if the league cannot negotiate a new CBA by then, they could look elsewhere for match officials. So,
FIFA.
let's not come to a good CBA agreement, and we don't have to deal with Pro anymore.
I could have sworn this was an issue
No.
a few years back.
They're in. They agreed to a new CBA 2018, I think. No. Yeah, it had to be 2018 because this was the end of the contract.
So,
But back then, I could have sworn they were saying that the league could be suspended. But now we're saying we could look elsewhere.
Suspend the league.
I like it.
hey, there we
Yes.
go.
Well done.
So the problem is that we have to deal with who we have to deal with right now. Do we take the refs that we have now, or are we taking Michael Oliver?
Michael, I take Michael
That's what
Oliver
I'm saying.
over Ted
Anthony
Uncle any day of the week.
Anthony Taylor, Michael
No.
Oliver.
Anthony Taylor
I
can
can't.
stay his ass over in England. Michael
Like,
Oliver I can deal with.
Have you
No,
seen
that guy's a nonce. I hate you. How you feel towards Anthony Taylor is how I feel towards Michael Oliver.
But Anthony Taylor is just 10 times worse. He just is.
No.
Yes,
Yes,
but the
he
thing is, they now have no bias towards any MLS sides.
That's very true.
So they
could be very impartial.
Oh, they'll find a way to hate
There's
us.
3 Chelsea fans and an Arsenal fan in the fucking wall. Hate this club. Have you seen the series that's like, what would Anthony Taylor
Yes,
do?
and it's just the most blatant, obvious calls.
Bad.
Yes.
So,
It's- You sent me one with one full of Arsenal and Chelsea games. It was just
and it's all decisions against Chelsea. And then we have the one against Tottenham where Marcus Alonso is running into the box, and then Lloris or whoever it is just runs into him, and it's a foul on Alonso.
We got venting over here.
Then you got Michy Batshuayi getting kicked in the what's-its by Harry Maguire
One,
on the sideline. When
you have no proof.
I have the video.
You have no proof.
so.
Inadmissible in the court of law.
Anyway, it could be a great thing for us. It could also be a very bad thing for us. But hopefully, it can't get much worse than
Fuck
what
Anthony
we
Taylor.
got. Yeah.
Fuck Ted Uncle.
Yes.
And I'd rather have Anthony than Ted.
That guy just no.
Imagine them having them as a fucking ref 1,
VAR.
2 line judges in VAR. Oh my god.
We need someone to straighten the ship. Give me Pierluigi.
Where's
Facts.
Mike Dean going?
Hell.
Okay. He goes to the Sidemen charity match. That's what he needs to do.
No, you can't replace what's his name? McManaman. I think is it McManaman?
No.
It's not Steve McManaman.
No.
So while Dave looks that up,
Mark Clattenburg.
Mark Clan.
there you go. He didn't even need to.
Get up. Off the dome.
We'll stick with the league-wide MLS news. We kind of touched on it, but Mihailovic coming back to Colorado is official for $2.8, correct?
$2.8 million.
Kroenke found his wallet and coughed up 2.8.
But don't they have to deal with Chris Armas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Nope.
They're still in the bin.
Well, you know who else has been in the bin? LAFC is about to be in the bin because their star man and Denny Bouanga is done with this American bullshit, as he said it exactly.
Definitely a
Word
real
for word.
quote.
Word for word quote by him posting this.
I'm about to say the same shit if Washington doesn't punch this in.
I'm just looking away because it's giving me anxiety. Yeah, he's decided that he wants to go back to Europe, France preferably, but anywhere in Europe, and doesn't seem like LAFC has any say in the matter. Yes, boys.
Oh,
I swear to God.
My word.
Look,
This
They
is
had him
Ted
so much
Uncle.
earlier, too.
I just want to say
Oh, wait,
I don't blame Bouanga wanting to get out of Los Angeles.
I don't either.
So, for LA now, this is Denny Bouanga on the way out and Carlos Vela on the way out.
What happened to Vela? Where have
He's-
I been?
Free agent signing that they have not renewed, from my understanding. So it's my understanding, because the storyline I saw was that there is no more Chicharito Vela.
Oh, that's right.
Both of them have decided to leave their respective LA clubs. So there we go, boys. I told you, Dave, it's too early.
So what? 27
Fair
points
enough.
going in a half. We need
A lot.
23.
It's not that bad.
Quick
It's
maths.
very
That's not that
doable.
bad.
Quick mats.
I
There we
said the
go.
same
Well
thing
done.
when I went to sleep for the
7-point game.
Miami Bills game.
Right
I
now.
only needed 27. They got,
Still got 42 seconds to work
14.
with in the way Michigan has been playing.
Who knows, but it could be.
29.
what?
To go from 27 to get over 55.5 would be
Fuck are you talking
29
about?
more points, no?
What are you talking
Wait. 30. Wait.
I think we're having two different conversations right now,
I was
and
talking about
I
the
The
over?
brain cells are just
The over is at 55.5.
about? I don't know.
well,
which means you need
29.
56.
And to get from 27 to 56 is 29 points.
Yes.
Look at the maths, man.
we do appreciate you guys for listening to today's episode.
Oh.
We got this new little thing we got going on the outro. We'll see how it sounds. Hopefully, it doesn't sound like shit. But thank you again to our sponsor of today's episode, Bet Online. Make sure you check them out to get your 50% welcome bonus using the code BELIEVE. That's BLEAV. If you like what you heard here, make sure you check us out on Twitter at OCFanTV22, on TikTok at OCFanTV, Instagram, we're there too at OCFanTV. Threads, still alive, kicking, we're out there. Facebook, guess what? We got you. We are on OCFanTV on there. If you're listening to us, then you already found us. We're going to have to time this out a little better. But thank you guys again. Make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we shall see you
Give me a random voice.
on the next one.
Hello? What? Do I have a voice?
Or you
Say
should give us all
something
voices.
meaningful.
No. Something meaningful.
Yeah, how are you gonna ask for a voice and just sit
Sit
there?